Hello Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another spooky standard video. Sorry. So what are we playing today? We are playing Clavileño, First of the Blessed. And before we get into the deck, I just want to have a little bit of a rant about Wizards of the Coast. So every time we get a new set, we often get one or two or a few additional cards. Some of them are special guests, which we kind of know about, but sometimes, like Clavileño, they're cards from that set's commander set. And Clavileño is from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan commander set. The problem is, he doesn't show up in any of the filters. So just very quickly, if we go to filters, let's just say not collected as well. We know he's a creature. We know he's 3 mana. We know he's mythic rare. Actually, I don't need to put on mythic rare. We know he's from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Evening out, Alchemy Ixalan. Yeah, there's nothing matching our. He is just not there. High Martial Arguel, which is also in our deck, is there. He's not under any of the filters when searching for it. So if you don't know he's in the game, your only way you're going to see him is by just searching for every basically commander available, which is not really efficient. But, you know, it's one of the things that they should just really put a filter in for commander versions or additional cards or whatever. But rant over. So, what is Clavileño? He's a 3 mana 2/2, which are pretty crap stats. But he says, whenever you attack, target attacking vampire that isn't a demon becomes a demon in addition to its other types. It gains, when this creature dies, draw a card and create a tapped 4/3 white and black vampire demon creature token with flying. So the idea is lots of vampires, and when they die, we get a bigger vampire, a vampire demon, and we draw a card, so value. So yeah, the name of the game is Vampires, and I'll split the deck up into quite a few sections because we have a lot of vampires, and I decided to split them in 2 different sections depending on what they do. So first up, we have the 1 and 2 mana vampires. And why are these important? Because Clavileño is 3 mana, and, you know, by himself isn't particularly powerful. What we want to do is have a 1 or 2, or ideally a 1 and a 2 in our opening hand, so we can go 1 drop, 2 drop, Clavileño, attack with both the 1 or 2 of our creatures, put the ability onto them, and then start getting that potential value. So we do have a few creatures that you don't really see generally, like Vicious Conquistador and Dream Drinker Vampire and Unholy Efficient, just because they are, you know, not terrible, low curve vampires. We also have, cards like Bloodghast, Vadmir, Gifted Aetherborn, which is really good. Legion of Talent buffs our entire board. And then Bartolome is a sack outlet, which I'll get to in a bit. Next up, we just basically have the rest of our vampires, which are either 3 or higher, and these are the powerful ones. Maverin Fane creates a 1/1 white vampire creature token whenever we attack with a vampire or 1 or more. So we're going to get one of those each turn, basically. Welcoming Vampire draws a card whenever creature's power 2 or less, which a lot of our creatures are. Preacher of Schism is really powerful. Yahenni can grow and is another sack outlet. Drowner grows our entire board. Nighthawk Scavenger can get huge and has great keywords: Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink. High Martial Arguel is from Alchemy, and when it dies, not only can we get the value from Clavileño, but we also can conjure a Arguel's Bloodfast onto the battlefield and transform it straight away, which does transform into a land. Rufus Lawbringer is another sack outlet and lets us destroy a non-land permanent. Henrika, we choose either sacrifice, draw a card and lose 1 life, or transform Henrika. We can only choose one of those once. Samson Seeker, whenever a vampire we control attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and gain 1 life. That's not whenever 1 or more, or once a turn. So if we attack with 5 vampires, our opponent's losing 5 and we're gaining 5. Twilight Prophet basically turns into a bit of a Phyrexian arena, although we don't lose life. Our opponent loses life and we gain life, but it only happens if we've got a send, so we control 10 or more permanents. Baron Bertram, whenever 1 or more tokens we control enter, we create a 1/1 vampire rogue token once a turn, and we're going to be getting tokens from Clavileño, and also it's another sack outlet. Jana in Invala is just not much synergy apart from being a vampire, but it does have flying vigilance and it basically shuts off all activated abilities of our opponent's creatures, and Drana and Armana gets them. That does include mana abilities. Then Champion of the Dust, when it enters, we draw X cards, lose X life, or X the number of vampires we control. So this could easily be 4, 5, 6. And then Vein Ripper, just super powerful. 6 mana, 6/5, flying ward, sacrifice creature, so hard to deal with. And whenever a creature dies, the target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So essentially, if they use spot remove on Vein Ripper, they'll have sacrifice creature, they're going to lose 2 life. Vein Ripper's going to die, they're going to lose another 2 life, we gain 4 life. So just a great, great card. And next up, we have some vampire synergies. So some of these are vampires, and basically just buff our board, like Legion Lieutenant. But Legion Lieutenant is also an early drop that we want. So Markov Baron buffs our board, and it has Madness, which isn't really relevant because the Madness also isn't cheaper, but it does have Convoke. Herald's Horn, we choose a creature type. Creature spells of that type, chosen type cost 1 as to cast, so it's ramp. And beginning of upkeep, we look at the top card of a library. If it's a creature card of a chosen type, we may reveal it and put it into our hand. Patchwork Banner, again, choose a creature type. Creatures of that chosen type get +1/+1, and it can tap for any mana, one mana of any colour. Bloodline Keeper is really, really powerful. A 4 mana 4/3 flying can tap to create a 2/2 black vampire creature token. Then we can just play 1 black to transform it into Law of Lineage, which buffs our entire board by +2/+2. Well, all other vampires. And having 5 vampires isn't particularly hard. And because you have to tap it, you can transform it the turn it comes down if you've got the mana and enough vampires. Edgar buffs all other vampires, and when it dies, it transforms into Edgar Markov's Coffin. Basically, each turn we create a vampire token, put a counter on it, and if there's 3 or more counters, it transforms back into Edgar. So really hard to remove. Roaming Throne, a lot of people know this. 4 mana 4/4 with War 2. We choose a creature type. It is that chosen creature type as well as the other type, and when an ability triggers of that creature type, it triggers an additional time. So Clavileño is going to get 2 triggers, and the death trigger will trigger twice. And then Vanquisher's Banner, we choose a creature type. Those creatures get +1/+1, and whenever we cast a creature spell of that chosen type, we draw a card. Next up, we just have removal. A lot of things people have seen, Sword of Plowshares, Ravenous Chupacabra, Murder's Rider, Fell Profane. We do have Feed the Swarm for enchantments. We also have Grave Pact in here, which is great in a deck that's looking to kill our own creatures. And then we have Sweepers. Now, Sweepers in a creature aggro deck, you might think it's unusual, but because we want our creatures to die to get value, we actually quite like Sweepers, and we're always going to come out on top. If we can get 2 4/3s and draw 2 cards from a Sweeper, fantastic. So Toxic Deluge, basically we can pay any amount of life to give all creatures -X/-X. Crippling Fear is great in tribal decks because we choose Vampire, all non-vampires get -3/-3. Can't kill everything, but it can wipe a lot of small boards. Damnation destroys all creatures. And then Meat Hook Massacre, again, an X spell, so we can just basically pay what we want and what we can afford to wipe our opponent's board more than ours. And we do, apart from all the sacrifice things I mentioned so far, we do have a few more sacrifice things. Village Rites, Deadly Dispute, and then Woe Strider is a free repeatable sack outlet. So again, if we put Clavileño's ability on Holy Efficient, we don't really care about a 1/2, so we can just sack it to one of these, get a 4/3, draw a card. And next up, we just have some general good stuff, including Ramp, Mox Amber, Arcane Singlet, Malakir Rebirth is a land, but also a great thing to maybe get a creature back while still getting that value from our commander. Dark Ritual lets us ramp and get a commander out on turn 2, which can be quite powerful. When the Mountain's just a great card, but it's one of the cards that I might cut if I wanted to put something else in. Grim Tutor, great to chew up anything we want. Phyrex Arena, Aghanim's Awakening. And then we do have some Sorin Planeswalkers. Imperious Bloodlord, we can put a vampire creature card from our hand on the battlefield. This is great turn 3 to get down Vein Ripper. So powerful, it has been banned in a few formats. Sorin the Murphus can create vampire tokens. Sorin the Imperious Bloodlord can buff our creatures as well. Sorin can get through our library. We do lose life, but we do have quite a lot of life gain, and it can create a vampire. And then Sorin Vengeful Bloodlord, not the most powerful. It's +2, deals 1 damage target player or Planeswalker, which is not really relevant. But during our turn, it does give all creatures and Planeswalkers we control lifelink, and then we can reanimate a creature by paying X loyalty. Mana base, as you'd expect, we do have Phyrexian Tower to help sacrifice things. And then, just all the fetch lands and all the dual lands. So that's the deck. I hope you all enjoy it. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the gameplay. Up against Kalia, so we need removal basically. And we do have removal. But we need some more lands, preferably untapped ones. I mean, they take Malakir Reaper if we're just screwed, so. Well, let's get down a Danto and then we can surveil. They're thinking about it. Yeah, I'll take that. Oh, smaller card here. Right, we need removal basically.
You're working up my appetite. What a mess I've made.
Obviously, they're not going to block. So let's see what big creatures they've got. But this is pretty much game. Them taking our removal. Obviously, we know they've got Dracoseth. Well, we do draw. Grave Pact would be really good, but so we're at 28, they're at 7, but they do have a Drakoseth in play. And obviously all our things have lifelink, but obviously they're going to take out Sorin. And depending on what else they take out, we might get some 5/4s. Oh, you absolute... Oh, they are doing it. I'm guessing they don't have anything other big in hand, otherwise they'd be... Well, maybe they do then. Wow, they could have just pressed all out attack. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need another land. I believe we probably won. Sorin down. But yeah, we can Aghanim's Awakening, get back Zealot, Maverick Vein. Well, probably Maverick Vein and Cordial Vampire. It's probably not the best Aghanim's Awakening, but better than nothing. And yeah, they have 7. We have 14 in the air. And then 5 on the ground. And they can only block, well, max 6 of that. So yeah, being a Kalia that managed to get out of Drakoseth, pretty impressive. Opponent goes first. But we can Arvad turn 2. And then I suppose we can Dark Ritual, get something else into play. Yeah, I do need a 3rd land. Well, they can play out their commander next turn. We can play out Dust Legion Zealot and Arvad. Let's play out Clavileño, and I think we attack him with Arvad. Well, let us patchwork banner. Oh no, we're going to have to feed the cycle Kenrith, I think. Well, we do get a 4-3 and draw. We will choose Vampire. And get out Drana. Hit him for 5. So next turn we can get down Satalender. That Wrath of God, I think, was worse for them than it was for us. I'm not going to get down Saint Elenda then, because I would like to Faith Fetter something. Hold up Maliki Rebirth. Yeah, that was a poor Wrath of God. Yeah, and I think they knew it. We go first with an okay hand. We don't actually have any vampires. But hopefully we can find some. Oh, there is a vampire. So we'll get down Clavileño. And we'll just swing in with the Legion Lieutenant. And we can hold up Swords of Plowshares. And next turn we can remove some things. I'm just going to swords their Garda Greeters now. We'll get down Preacher. They are going to draw a card. When we take out their Circuit Mender with Murderous Rider. But we can take out their Hornwood Shrieker on our next go. Yeah, stuck on 3 lands, but you know, we got there. We go first. With an alright hand, can turn 2 Legion Lieutenant and hope it survives. I'll get that out now just to stop holding up priority. They take the arena. Or at least we can protect it with Malakir Rebirth. And they go for the treasure. Another land, we can play out Bane Ripper. If not, we can just play out Sanctum Seeker. Well, I'll hold up Malakir Rebirth and hold back Clavileño. Because I can block the token it creates. Get that 4/3 and get Clavileño back. If it does attack, that is. They decide not to. I don't know why they... Unless they have a pinger effect. This is a combo that's so powerful it's pretty much been banned in most formats. Three mana Sorin gets down a 6 mana Vein Ripper. And Sorin still survives. So the question is, what do they get? They did bargain it. That's, I think, just lethal. It is! Because there are 4 creatures. And we're going to get a 4-3. We could pump it up to a 5-4 and give it Death Touch and Life into the end of turn. So, when in control. We're going to get some Moti, so obviously a Cascade deck. Opponent does go first. This is a keepable hand. We do need more play, but obviously we have Murderous Rider for removal, and Roaming Throne can double things up. Let's just get out Godless Shrine down tapped. Even more removal. I think we get down Roaming Throne on Vampire. Or we can play out Clavileño. And would also play out our Knight. It does trigger twice, but I don't think it can actually... Yeah, it's just a demon now. So the Knight's quite buffed now as well. What do they hit? Leafkin Druid, and obviously we can... Well, we have a lot of ways to take out a Moti. We have 6. So I think we just kill a Moti. And then play out Murderous Rider. We can take out our own Clavileño if we want. They're looking, why does it keep on getting bigger? But obviously we still have a lot more removal in hand. I'm thinking about something. Obviously, they can replay a Moti quite easily. Well, let's just Chupacabra. And yeah, that causes them to scoop it up. We did have fun in this match. We do go first with an okay hand. I think we get down the Snarl.
Curious. I must investigate this scroll further.
Get down our Legion Lieutenant. And then let's get... Let's get something countered, I suppose. Did I have a conditional counter spell? Obviously, the problem up against, I imagine, is mostly mono blue, is our creatures aren't going to be dying. They're going to be bounced or just not removed and countered. So we quite like Cavern of Souls. Or do we just take out Tamio then? Oh, let's play out Clavileño. Well, let's attack. It still gets their ability. But it does lose the rest of its abilities. I'm going to take out the Seed Shark. And then play out our Lieutenant. The stickers might be from all their clues and their incubate token. Or it might be from a counter spell. They do have 2 mana up. If I have a counter spell, I imagine this gets countered. Well, we can swing a wing with everything. Devesh transform Tamio. If they've got a counter spell, they're going to use it. The Maverick triggers are doubled up. I think we just got lethal actually. Not quite. Oh yeah, we do. Masses are blockers and they didn't do it particularly well. Well, we finally go first and we do have a decent curve. No one drop, but we can Dust Legion Zealot into Clavileño. We will Surveil turn 1. It's a turn too late. They ramp. Then we'll play out Clavileño. Crippling Flare doesn't kill Atroxa. We will name Vampire, obviously. And we will attack. They can play out Atroxa. They're manually tapping for something. Or we can turn off its mana ability with Drana and Linvala. We'll attack him with both. There is Atroxa. I think they're confused why they can't tap. I am going to attack with everything. Yeah, including you. Come on. Everything apart from Linvala, Drana and Linvala, obviously. Let's sack our Zealot to draw another card. And then we will Crippling Fear. Choosing Vampire. That's why we attacked, hoping they would block. And then we'll just play out Vadmir. Probably shouldn't have attacked with... that's fine, we can easily replay. Oh, it was trying to in Nirvana, they desparked. I was like, why isn't my commander going back to command zone? And realised it wasn't my commander, but got desparked. Yeah, we probably shouldn't have attacked with Maverant Fane. They probably would have jumped elsewhere. But I was happy throwing it away to make sure they jumped. And yeah, they even playing Uro, they didn't realise obviously 3 cards in hand. All lands. But with Phyrexian Tower, we can, you know, just to carry on, you know, we could have made the Vampire token, given it Clavileño's ability, sack it, draw, you know, created blood tokens because we had loads of vampires. That would have been free. And, you know, carried on drawing with Herald's Horn, hopefully. I say carried on, we didn't even draw once. Mono blue, so I'd really like Cavern of Souls. That is a 1-lander. This is better. We can Surveil turn 1. Let's just play out the Amber so it doesn't hold up priority. Surveil turn 1, turn 2, Dust Legion Zealot. Turn 3, Clavileño, maybe. I will keep her swords. Vadmir turns on. I say Vadmir would have turned on Mox Amber as well. We will fail push there on if Optic Paradise. I wouldn't mind them playing out something else, but no, they're not going to. Well, let's attack. Obviously, Clavileño then doesn't get the ability, but being able to resolve Bloodline Keeper is pretty good. That's less good, but not the end of the world. We will sacrifice their Zealot, take out their Channeler, get a 4/3, draw a card. Swing in. And we will get out Vadmir. Well, let's just crack in. And we'll replay out Bloodline Keeper. And sure, I'll play out the Baron as well. Next turn we can transform the Bloodline Keeper. Which maybe just gives us lethal. Because it does buff all our vampires by... Is it +2/+2? well, other vampire. So we would have had 5, 11, 16, yeah, and then 20, 24. Yeah, so we had more than lethal. They got stuck on mana a bit and didn't really do anything.